Hello.
Whoa, hey, where'd you come from?
Over there? Oh.
Don't go ambling out in those hills. That's marauder territory, friend.
Well, how do you know I'm not a marauder?
You talk too pretty for a marauder. Most of them just grunt and yell. Ain't safe out here. You'd best head into town. Avail yourself of Edgewater's high walls. And low prices.
Love me some low prices. We won't say that. Is that why you've got a pair of armed guards?
I'm being vigilant. Don't want to get blindsided by some corpse-chewing marauder come stalking out the shadows.
You're telling me there's cannibals out there?
Oh, worse. Unemployed cannibals. You ever seen a marauder hold down a job? Or put a stake into society?
Fucking unemployed cannibals, bro. You're right. Well, if you've got a marauder problem, I could take care of it.
Well, if you're gonna go headhunting, talk to Constable Reyes back in town. She pays for marauders by the finger.
Okay, sounds good. I never got your name. I'm Orion.
Pleased to make your acquaintanceship. I'd shake your hand, but I've been hauling corpses. You don't want none of that on you. Name's Silas. Junior in humor for the town of Edgewater. We're all part of the Spacer's Choice family.
Well, I'm looking for a little work. Or a little money. While I'm here.
Got a knack for being discreet-like? There's money to be made, long as you keep your nose clean. Edgewater is a company town, board-owned and operated. That includes the cemetery. None of us own our grave sites, we rent them from the company. Renting means money. Money means paperwork. Paperwork means signatures. Some of our families become a mite delinquent in paying their dues, you see?
You're making people pay for their own graves?
Company policy. If it was up to me, I'd put the whole town 10 feet under, free of charge.
Okay. Why can't you collect these fees yourself?
Quotas, mostly. Got a backlog of graves to fill. Bodies won't bury themselves, you know?
Alright, so I'll collect your fees.
4 workers still haven't paid up. Phyllis, Conrad, Ludwig, and Martin Abernathy. He's a special case. You may want to twist his arm a little.
Why is Abernathy a special case?
He just is. Look, I don't want to get into it. Just make sure he pays up.
Alright, where can I find these people?
Conrad's got a barbershop in town. Phyllis works at the cannery most hours. Abernathy... I ain't seen him in a few days. His domicile is near the cannery. You'll find him in town. All except Ludwig, that is. He's over by the landing pad.
Alright. There was something else I wanted to ask, except not, because I've kind of already did those.
Yeah?
How long have you been a junior in humor, or a gravedigger, or whatever?
Hang on, I'm doing some math in my head. 20, 30, carry the 1... all my life? Work's been real good to me. Fresh air, exercise. Only problem's the paperwork. Can't get anybody to pay their gravesite fees.
Alright, see ya. Silas gives us the quest. Or a task, apparently, not a side quest. A small grave matter. Silas, the local gravedigger, asked you to collect money from a few workers late on their payments. Collect Conrad's gravesite fees. Conrad is the barber shop, owns the barbershop in Edgewater. Collect Ludwig's gravesite fees. Ludwig is one of the 4 people, yada yada. He's stationed as a guard at the landing pad. Collect Phyllis's gravesite fees. Phyllis is one of the 4 people sent, yada yada. She works as a supervisor in the Edgewater cannery. collect Abernathy's gravesite fees. He is feeling under the weather and is probably at his home. Okay. So let's go get some gravesite fees here. Barbershop. First place we go. This place is messy.
Please don't touch anything. Your hands are probably crawling with germs. Physical hygiene recapitulates moral hygiene. Cleanliness is next to lawfulness.
I don't want to be rude, but he just looks like an asshole. I'm sorry. Just looking at him, he looks like the type of guy that's gonna be talking about daddy's money. I could show you my hands. Do your haircuts usually come with free lectures? No. Relax, I'm clean.
So everyone says, until someone forgets to cough into their elbow, and then we're all dying of plague. I'm Conrad. You will report to me if your hair fails to meet Spacer's Choice aesthetic standards. You will also report to me in the event of your death, whereupon I will clean and prepare your remains for interment.
Coroner and haircut barber. Haircut barber. Prepare my remains for what?
Burial, in the unfortunate event of a fatality. It's what a barber does. We make you presentable.
I've been to barbers before. I mean, I don't think any of them have talked to me about my death. You know, I got some questions for you.
Go ahead.
You seem pretty enthusiastic about this place.
Edgewater has been good to me. I consider myself privileged to work here. I am never wanting for work, not since the plague started.
So you want more people to die. What do you know about the plague?
The plague's come at us with a vengeance this year. Lost 6 workers in as many months. I wouldn't call them good workers, mind you. If they were any good, they'd have been treated. Still, it is a shame.
All right, what are the symptoms?
Fever, chills, fatigue, aching, vomiting, an excess of phlegm, a tendency towards belly aching.
Okay, why don't you treat all the workers?
Company policy, friend. We don't have enough medicine to treat all of us, so we treat the best among us.
Okay. And whose idea was that?
Mr. Thompson's brainchild. Have you met him yet? Thoughtful-looking fellow, stares out of his office most hours.
Okay, well, Silas sent me to collect your dues.
Ah, gravesite fees. Silas and I had talked about this at length. I thought I'd made it clear my pecuniary situation precludes the necessary restitutions.
You like to say big words. You mean you're broke.
As broke as pie crust, friend. Bitless, indigent, destitute. I simply cannot afford it. I am a blemish on the prosperity of our fair settlement. When I expire, I expect Silas to toss my body into a ditch.
Bro, that's cheaper. Why not just do that with everybody? That's some quality drama, Conrad. You should audition.
Thank you, no. I despise the cereals. Tell Silas I can't afford to pay. And that I fully expect to have my medical rights revoked for this dereliction. With my apologies.
Okay, so you're not daddy's money. All right. So, your medical rights?
Some time ago, I fell ill with the plague. By the grace of the law, and through my own hard work, I'd proven worthy of treatment. Frankly, I don't imagine I'll earn that right a second time. The barber work hasn't been profitable, you see. I've had to keep this old place running with my own savings.
All right, well, just give Silas an IOU.
Not a bad idea. But I'd need some kind of collateral. My pair of lucky clippers. No, that won't do. Your idea intrigues me, but I'm afraid I don't have anything to give Silas. I'm open to suggestions.
All right, well, let me look around your place real quick. Let you know if I think of anything.
Much obliged.
Maybe wash your freaking counters, bro. Oops. All right, we got a scientist here, and we got a note. What is that? Must be a heart? Brain? Spacer's Choice Guard. It's not the best choice. Spacer's Choice. Alright, what do you got here? Letter from Phyllis. Conrad, receptionist, shot himself. This is bad. Company's going to have to call it for what it is. Destruction of Spacer's Choice property. Eugene was an asset, and somebody has to pay his body price. This is going to ruin us. So I was thinking that we pawn off his teeth. Eugene had a full set of gold teeth. Heirlooms passed down his family or something. Wait, he has his family's gold teeth? Are they in his? They took his family's teeth and re-embedded them into his face? You're processing his body, right? Just dig around and pry them out. They did put them into his mouth. We sell the teeth somewhere nice and quiet. Use the bits to pay his body price, and nobody's the wiser. What do you think? Don't write back. In fact, don't talk to me at all. Just give me a special signal next time you see me. Waggle your eyebrows. Phyllis G. Okay. That updates small grave matter. Conrad says he can't afford to pay his fees. It might be worth mentioning this to Silas. You found a note from Phyllis to Conrad. Perhaps you could use the information from it to convince Conrad to pay the grave fees. His grave fees. His fees of the grave. Hey, how you doing?
What can I do for you?
Persuade 1. I know about Eugene. Why not use his teeth as collateral for your grave site fees?
You know about Eugene? How?
I'm a mind reader.
You were probably poking around my things. I really shouldn't leave my letters sitting out in the open. Eugene's golden teeth were a family heirloom, representing 3 generations of poor dental hygiene. He took them to his grave.
Well, you know what? I'm sure he won't miss them on account of him being dead.
That's unthinkable. Eugene's body and all rare earth minerals contained therein are solely the property of Spacer's Choice. I can't ask Silas to dig up a man's body and pry a few teeth loose from his jaw just to pay my bills. Can I?
I can. You're going to have to.
Yes, I suppose I must. Here you are. Gravesite papers affixed with my signature and an IOU.
Sounds good. I can't get a haircut from you, so bye.
What can I do for you?
Can I read that IOU? Yours is now marked as complete. I don't seem able to read the IOU. Alright, let's go talk to our next person. Who's the next closest? Oh, you know what I should have done?
Yes, Mr. Thompson. I'm fine, Mr. Thompson. Never been healthier.
Something I should have done, so I'm gonna stop this right here.
Just keep working.
Okay, back to what we were doing. I just had to go get a companion so that we can be building, you know, favor and reputation with people. So... Abernathy. Martin Abernathy.
Whoa, did Mr. Thompson send you? Well, you tell Mr. Thompson I'll be right at my post. Tomorrow. Bright and early tomorrow. Because I'm definitely not plagued. As spry as a spring chicken. That's old Abernathy.
You look sick as fuck. Perception. You want to tell me what's got you so nervous?
You some sort of wandering alienist? Walking into a man's own domicile, pestering him about his mental state?
So you're Abernathy.
What? No. I mean, I might be. That depends on who's asking.
I'm asking. I'm not looking for trouble. I'm just here to collect your gravesite fees.
Silas knows, doesn't he? That's why he sent you. That's why he wants me to pay up. He knows.
Knows what?
I'm dying. I'm not long for this world. The date of my expiration is fast approaching. And soon I shall be ushered through the great cannery in the skies.
Don't say that, Mr. Abernathy. You still got a couple decades in you.
I'd steer clear, Ms. Holcomb. My affliction's bound to be contagious. It's plague. Has to be. Silas knows. He knows I got one foot in my grave, and now he wants to charge me for the other one.
I'm sorry to hear that.
You are? Oh, wow. First time anyone's ever told me that. I'll pay your fees. I don't want any trouble from Silas. But if you could see a way to freelancing for me, I could really use the help.
How can I help?
There's a cache of anthracillin tucked away in the old community center. Powerful stuff. Stronger than what we got, anyway. I need you to break in, nab that medicine, and bring it back to me.
Not so fast. I've got some questions.
I'll do what I can.
Why can't you just buy some medicine yourself?
I tried medicating myself with adrenatime. Didn't do much for me, as far as I can tell. Anyway, I can't just buy medicine. Distribution of medicine is strictly prohibited to any workers beneath the acceptable margin of health. Company policy.
Okay, in other words, the company won't treat you because you're already sick.
More like the company won't treat me because I'm not healthy enough.
And you don't need to treat people who are already healthy, meaning you don't spend any money. I assume there are guards.
You will not find any guards within sight of that old place. Marauders, on the other hand.
Alright, well, what can you tell me about these marauders?
I have it on good authority. There's a gang of them squatting there. I advise stepping softly.
Alright, I've heard enough.
So you'll do it then?
Yeah, I'll do it.
You oblige me with your haste. I think I feel the plague spreading. Oh, Lord, it's in my spleen now. I can feel it.
Anything I should know about the community center? That's where that one guy was So thought he was gonna set up his books.
Just keep your head down when you're in there. Marauders have taken over. Probably tracking mud all over the archives.
All right, you're taking an awful risk, trusting me, you know.
I know that, but I got nobody else to turn to. Reed would have wrote me up. Constable would have locked me up and wrote me up. Could have gone to see the good vicar, but I never did find my courage.
Well, I wonder what the vicar would have said if he could have stayed with us in the party. Because, I mean, technically you don't have to do any of these quests right now. You can always come back, so... I probably could have did that. You have anything in here I could take? It's got some Adreno right here, buddy.
You're making a mistake working for Abernathy.
You're just out of reach of me talking to you. There's also a guard right here. What do you got to say? Esther, which I don't know why it's spelt like that because it's Esther, right?
Excuse me. I'm Esther Blaine, Spacer's Choice Actuary. I overheard your talk with Abernathy. I hope you're not thinking about getting him that medicine. Abernathy is a well-known hypochondriac. Anthracillin is wasted on him. You're better off selling it to me instead.
Medical 5. He's got symptoms of something. You're saying it's psychosomatic?
All I'm saying is Abernathy's worked in this town longer than some of us been alive. How do I put this gently? He's got a lot of cobwebs up in his attic.
Why are you looking at his attic? Well, what do you need it for?
I probably shouldn't tell you. Don't want you implicated for what I'm trying to do.
Well, I got Persuade 10, so you let me worry about that.
All right. Here's a summary. A lot of sick people in this town, and we don't have the medicine to treat them all. Can't reach out to corporate without crossing a river of red tape, so I'm reaching out to you.
Alright, I get it. You need someone to smuggle your medicine under the table.
Something like that. Look, I'm not in the habit of law breaking, but sometimes you've got to do the wrong thing for the right reasons.
Sounds good.
That's all I can ask of you.
Bye. What do you think? Good talk. Okay, so Phyllis Granger is in here. Got ourselves another terminal. This is Phyllis's terminal. Messages from R. Thompson. This is from Reed. Subject: medical treatment. Phyllis, owing to your it's not a person's name. Owing to your hard work and positive attitude, I have sanctioned your access to medical treatment in the event of contagion. As you know, the company has not provided us with enough medicine to treat every worker. I wish I could treat every member of the Spacer's Choice family who fell ill to this plague, but I cannot. Medical privileges are strictly merit-based. Please do not, under any circumstance, distribute your ration of medication to any other worker. We're all in this together. Obviously you're not, if if that's what you're saying. Okay. Personal files. Hack. The password was Tinderfoot. Okay. Personal files, last entry. Theodore buried last night. Reed asked me not to report his death in our quarterlies. Sounds fair to me. Was asked to prepare a statement or something for the other workers. Been thinking about it. Don't know what to tell them. Don't end up like Theodore. Do your work, show up, wear a smile, and you'll get your medical privileges. It's a start. Give me a sec. I'll be right there to talk to you. Company notifications. Alright, this is the Edgewater Saltuna Cannery from the Office of Reed Thompson, Outpost Administrator. Symptoms of infected have now reached a critical mass. The symptoms have? I have instructed our staff to transform the old domicile into a sick house. Plague is a reality of life on the frontier, and as spacers, we are expected to face up to reality. And the reality is that we do not carry enough medicine to treat all of you. Medical treatment is a privilege, not a right. You must strive every day to demonstrate our worthiness of that privilege. You find yourself suffering the symptoms of incipient plague. The best thing you can do for yourself and your family is to don your jumpers and come to work. Work fortifies the spirit. Physical illness recapitulates spiritual weakness. Or you just spread the sickness if you're going around other people while you're sick. Pick up the medical guide? No, we don't grab that. That's for something else. We're gonna leave it. Alright, let's go talk to Phyllis. I thought there was another note somewhere around here, though. Hold on. Before I talk to Phyllis. Feel like... That's a thing you can get for your ship, but I'm gonna wait to get ship stuff. Is there not another note involving Phyllis? Guess not. Hey, you guys got some little creatures in here. In the place where you're making the food.
You the new worker? Whatever. Make it quick, Tenderfoot. I'm busy.
Wow, you literally just say your password out in the open. Guessing you're the foreman?
Foreman Granger. Mind those words don't come out of your mouth unless preceded by yes or right away or thank you.
Okay, well, I'm here for your gravesite fees.
Shit. Silas still on about that? Here, take the fees. I'd appreciate it if you didn't tell Reed I was late on my payment.
These papers aren't signed in your name.
Because they're not my fees and not my gravesite. Guy I worked with shot himself. I paid the bill.
Well, that's kind of you.
I could do without the sarcasm. Wasn't acting out of the goodness of my heart. Law requires delinquent gravesite fees to be paid by the deceased party's closest living relative, which meant me. Shame, though. Eugene was a good worker.
You said this guy shot himself?
Woke up one morning and put a round through his upper story. Can't imagine why. The kid was doing all right at his desk. We all thought he was an upstanding receptionist. Just between the two of us, I'm pretty shocked his weapon didn't misfire. Spacer's Choice handguns aren't the most reliable.
What are you saying? Well, that's an awful thing to say. I mean about the family, not the gun.
Not half as awful as the bill Eugene left us with. Suicide's a crime. The legal term is irreparable damage to company property. What Eugene did to himself was vandalism.
You can't be serious.
I'm plenty serious. In fact, I'm a little upset Eugene didn't think things through. In other words, Edgewater would have been penalized pretty hard. Whatever Eugene was worth as an asset, we would have had to pay out of pocket to Spacer's Choice.
I mean, he was a person, not an asset.
Well, excuse you. I'll have you know, Eugene was an asset to us all. May his atoms be commended to the law. All I know is Silas asked me for Eugene's gravesite fees, which means he was approved for burial, which means his papers went through, which means the town's in the clear. I'm just glad to put this whole ugly affair behind me. Eugene can rest his bones in peace, and the rest of us can get on with our own lives.
All right, well, I'll let you get back to work. Can't bring up the fact that... Oh, sorry.
What's on your mind?
I'd like to talk to you about Eugene.
I paid his burial fees, didn't I? Let the dead sleep.
I found your letter to Conrad.
Didn't anyone ever tell you not to go rifling through other people's correspondence?
No, I was frozen. You were planning on stealing Eugene's gold teeth?
Excuse you. Eugene's body and all rare earth minerals contained therein already belong to Spacer's Choice. And we're all part of the Spacer's Choice family here. Never mind. I don't have to explain myself to you.
All right. I mean, it's not the best choice. Spacer's Choice. Am I using a Spacer's Choice pistol? Yeah. Yeah, I'm using a Spacer's Choice pistol. She said those are bad. Parvati, I think my pistol sucks. You just... Okay. Let's go to find our final person, Ludwig. Oh, wait. The receptionist terminal. I think we actually already read that, didn't we? Alright, let's go to Ludwig. Ludwig Miller. Titus and Droidicus. With Burbage 2000, Burbage 3000. Blood and Revenge. Oh, it pointed me to the wrong freaking door, because of course it did. These are the graves. Those are my bits. No, my bits! Who gets a tomb? Everyone else has to be buried in these things. There's stamina? That guy's breathing, so. Alright, let's do a save here real quick.
When I was little, we'd get freighters in every Sunday noon. Now they only come but once a month. I love the wind here.
Thank the law. I've been requisitioning backup for months. Guess the boss finally came to his senses. You ever swung a truncheon? Let me see your rifling stance. I want to make sure you're up to snuff.
What are you talking about?
The war! The coming apocalypse! Man versus machine! I'm talking about mechanical soldier. Cold, heartless automatons made of iron and lies.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Just my luck. I ask for backup and the boss sends me one of them simple folk. All right. Listen real close. Auto-mechanicals.
Yes.
Creatures forged in the fires of malevolence.
Yeah.
I seen them over by the old power plant. Clattering about. Firing at the birds.
Yep.
Orchestrating their uprising. When the swarms of mechanicals come clanging on over that hill, where will you be? Cowering beneath your cot? Or standing, shoulder to shoulder with the resistance?
I'll probably not be on the planet when that happens. I got a ship. Silas sent me, you owe him your grave fees.
I told Silas I'd pay my dues if he agreed to join the resistance. Guess this means he's finally heard the calling.
Get a little extra money. He sure did. And he's asking for a little extra to furnish the resistance with mechanical repellent.
Mechanical repellent! A stroke of inspiration from the law itself. Here, I've been saving up a couple bits for just such a project.
Well, you know, if your resistance needs another gun, I'm for hire.
I've been gathering up a war chest over the years. Saw tuna cans, mostly, some Spacer's chaw, few bit cards. I'll reward you for your aid.
Persuade 5. Proper armies pay enlistment fees.
Enlistment fees? Yeah, I suppose. Wouldn't want to give the resistance a bad name.
All right, what do you need done?
They have sent a scout, prowling around the junkyard just behind our beloved town. This scout must not be permitted to return to its base of operations. Cross it off, then report back.
Well, if I'm gonna go after this mechanical scout, I could use a couple of pointers.
Mechanical's got a weak spot in their midsections. I think the technical term is, the blue glowy square thing.
All right, well, I got some questions for you.
Go on.
What exactly do you do here?
I'm Ludwig Miller, Associate Security Officer for Transportation. Officially? Unofficially? Strictly between you and me. I am the only thing standing between Edgewater and total annihilation.
Okay.
Go on.
What do you have against mechanicals?
You ever seen the way a mechanical just stands there? Just looking at you, scanning you with its murderous oculars.
Yeah, it's pretty creepy.
Mechanicals have been programmed to eliminate the human race. They've been programmed to replace us. First, they will rob us of our jobs. And once they have taken away our livelihoods, they will take away our very lives.
All right, well, I'll leave you to it. believe that gave us a quest, did it not? Yep. The gold teeth are actually up in Adelaide's greenhouse. Find them on a table right here. You go ahead and just gonna go ahead and grab those. Grab those gold teeth. Set of golden teeth, mostly complete. He had a lot of golden teeth. A lot. Terror on Monarch with Ruth Bellamy as Halcyon Helen. 12 amazing episodes. Okay. Oh.
Oh, I cut my own hair. But Conrad sells real good disinfectant.
What can I do for you?
I found Eugene's teeth. You can have them.
You found Eugene's teeth? What? Where? How?
We can lie. Dropped out of Silas's pockets. Nah, don't worry about it.
Yes, you may be right. I'm not sure I want to know. I suppose I should be grateful. You've saved me some trouble and no small amount of embarrassment.
I'm told Eugene killed himself. What happened?
Eugene was not a suicide. He put a bullet in his brain, yes, but that's largely a technicality. I was the one who prepared Eugene's body for interment. I discovered symptoms of the plague on his corpse, and I discovered medicine in his pocket. Lots of medicine. Eugene overdosed on adrenatime, which is known to cause psychosis and paranoia as possible side effects. The paranoia drove him to take his own life.
Oh, that's horrible.
It's a miracle of bureaucracy. If Eugene's death were filed as a suicide, we'd all pay the price for his crime. We can all thank our lucky stars that young Eugene was hopped up on medication and suffered its predictable side effect. I included it all in my official report. I'd like to think I saved Edgewater a great deal of money. We never could have paid the fines associated with a suicide.
Okay.
Hey, Miss Parvati. Come for a visit?
Not today. Just helping this fella.
Lovely to see you about, Miss Parvati.
Things going all right, Silas?
Been keeping him careful and true, miss.
What are you talking about, Silas?
Best to ask her yourself.
My dad's buried here. Silas watches over him when I can't leave the house.
Well, I'm sorry to hear that, Parvati.
Oh. Well, thanks.
Something I can do for you?
Got a question for you.
Yeah?
We already asked him all of these before. Oh, but I can't go back to the previous ones. Okay.
Fancy threads. That some kind of hibernation suit?
Yeah, kind of. We need to talk about Eugene.
Yeah? What about him?
You first. I know you buried him.
Well, yeah. It's what I'm contractually obligated to do. What's this about?
You know those gold teeth he had? I found them. Oh, I shouldn't have them in my inventory. He would explain that Eugene's body was taken. But because I already have the gold teeth, he won't tell me that. But if you ask at this point, he says Eugene's body was stolen.
Oh, law, don't tell me. Marauders were serving his body as the centerpiece in their vile feasts. Did they stick a mock apple in his mouth?
That's why he's saying this. He thinks marauders took him. Look, just take his remains off my hands and put them where they deserve to be.
Oh, that's uncommon kindly of you. I'll see Eugene's teeth return to their place of rest.
I don't know how he's gonna do that because, again, Eugene's body isn't here anymore. But here's the fees you wanted.
You run into any trouble?
Nope, all done. All the paperwork's good. Here you go.
Reliable work from a freelancer. That's gonna take some getting used to.
And we've got to persuade. I went out of my way for you.
And I'll buy you a drink sometime.
Well, I was hoping for something a little more tangible, other than favor with Spacer's Choice.
Oh, suppose you've earned it. One good turn deserves another.
And you don't need to hear about Abernathy, so we're gonna go. We did it! I thought you'd have something to say, but I guess for the quests here on Edgewater, your companions don't really have a lot to say. The side quests, I mean. Because you only get the one.